Guy Torry once said comedy is like sex. Sometimes you just have an off night. The only difference is that mishaps in the bedroom are not immortalized in comedy roasting history forever. Torry said this in response to what happened to veteran comedian Doug Williams the night of the 2003 Emmitt Smith roast. The roast was hosted by none other than Jamie Foxx and featured comedians like Monique, Jeff Ross, the Torry brothers, Michael Irvin, and more. Not only were there heavy hitters on stage that night, but in the audience as well. Williams was given the opportunity of a lifetime to show the world what he could do. However, by the end of the roast, Williams wouldn't get to show the audience why he was selected to be a part of the roast. All thanks to Jamie Foxx. Here's what happened to Doug Williams after his roast with Jamie Foxx. Born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama, Williams attended the historically black Alabama State University, and he enjoyed his time there. The great thing about HBCUs is the camaraderie and the family environment. It was during Williams' freshman year of college where he was inspired to do comedy. It came as a suggestion from a friend. Me and my homeboy had a rap group. I would write funny raps, so he told me I should try comedy. I went to an open mic and did decent, and been doing it ever since. Surprisingly, Williams also credited his interest in comedy to the church, saying, "I remember at an early age watching my preacher make people so happy. People would leave the church so enthused and so full of energy." After college, Williams moved to Los Angeles to continue his dream of show business. 2 months after moving to Los Angeles from Montgomery, Alabama, Williams landed his first role as an extra in the Eddie Murphy remake of The Nutty Professor. The way Eddie could look at the script for a few seconds and perform it was incredible. Additionally, there was another actor on set, a skinny, little-known comedian by the name of Dave Chappelle. Williams recalls his time working with Chappelle. His trailer always smelled like weed, but he was always a professional. From there, Williams went on to have a small role in The First Kid starring Sinbad and the 2001 film Lip Service. In 2001, Williams scored a recurring role on the HBO sitcom The Mind of a Married Man, which depicted the married life between several co-workers. The show would only last 2 seasons before cancellation. While working hard at stand-up, Williams gained many mentors that helped him throughout his career. Steve Harvey was one of those comedians who would show Williams how to dress, watch the sets, and gave him advice. Like Harvey, Williams also is a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Williams' most talked about moment in his career would come in 2003, where Williams was infamously a part of the Emmitt Smith roast and arguably had the most memorable set of the night. Unfortunately for Williams, it had nothing to do with the jokes he had prepared. When host Jamie Foxx introduced Doug Williams to the audience, Williams had high hopes for himself. When Foxx was a guest on Angela Yee's The Morning After, he recounted the events of that evening. "This is what you do. When you go up there and see they're not responding, do your routine. Whatever your bit is," Jamie said. "I heard Doug chirping a little about how he thought he was funnier than me and funnier than all these other comedians. And that's cool because you gotta be like that. But I'm always strapped. I'm the old dude with the pistol." According to Foxx, Williams was a hungry up-and-coming comedian, and he wanted to show out that night in front of some of the people he grew up watching. He had to prove himself. Many of Williams' jokes that night did not work, so Foxx decided to jump in on the action. While Williams was on stage telling jokes, Jamie would chime in, giving his own commentary on the situation, pretending to be Williams' conscience. Jamie's commentary would get more laughs than Williams' set. The video of Doug's failed set has garnered over 1.8 million views under the title "Jamie Foxx Ruins a Not Funny Comedian." In the interview, Jamie told host Angela Yee that he tried to help Williams. Before the show started, Foxx told all the other comedians, "What I told everyone was go at me, go at the host, talk about my hair, about my teeth, and he wasn't prepared to go there. Plus, I was very dark liquored induced." The night didn't go the way Williams had planned. The bad experience wouldn't slow down Williams' ambitions, however, as he dusted himself off and continued to work on his craft. The following year, Williams would get a chance to appear on a new season of Comic View in 2004. Another post-roast moment would happen for Williams when he was awarded one of the biggest opportunities in his career, a chance to make a name for himself. Williams became the host of Martin Lawrence Presents First Amendment Stand Up. The show would last 4 years, between 2005 to 2009. He would be seen on TV regularly and was able to make a name for himself, introducing comedians like Adele Gibbons, Donnell Rawlings, Leslie Jones, Dion Cole, Lavelle Crawford, Cheryl Underwood, among so many more. Williams was perfect for the gig. When it came to TV credits, Williams also appeared in 2005 episode of The Bernie Mac Show as a guest star. Despite the roast, he continued to get steady work in the business. In a following interview, Williams spoke on his experience on the Bernie Mac Show set. "You could tell he was sick," Williams said. "How we're living now with COVID is how Bernie was living back then. You couldn't shake his hand." In the same interview, Williams recalled how kind of a person Bernie was. Williams would go on to appear in his own half-hour Comedy Central Presents special in 2010. Since then, he's also had small roles in a few films like Speed Dating, My Girlfriend's Back, Tellers, Bloodliners, and most recently, the Omnicultural TV Fest virtual pre-show. Williams has reflected on the infamous night that changed the course of his career. "It was over 20 years ago. My kids have seen it. They laugh at it. But I've done so much since then. It was a roast. I'm not a roast type of comedian. It's one of those things that happened, and I'm better for it. I was a new broke comedian just trying to make something happen. I was really young in the game and caught off guard, unprepared for the moment of being stifled by such a huge star. Every few years, people start spreading this, thinking they're embarrassing or shedding a negative light on me. Laugh out loud. My only disappointment is that I didn't negotiate a better deal on the residuals. I'd be rich if I got paid every time it got viewed. LeBron has lost several championships, more than he has won, but they don't define his true greatness. My kids and I have even laughed and joked about that roast. In fact, their friends have wanted to meet me because of it. So for the record, posting this does not bother me. I'm so blessed to do what I love and get paid for it. Praise God. I'm traveling the world, uniting people through laughter. So please let people know my sentiments. To all my friends and family, I look forward to seeing you out there at the shows. Keep God first and never let anyone rain on the parade He has given you. By God's grace, I'm having a blast out here. What I've learned, true success is being happy at what you are doing and able to make a living doing it. I'm proud that I was able to make thousands of people laugh, people happy, and in doing so, was able to take care of my wife and kids. Williams continues to perform stand-up and appears in film projects. It's hard to continue working in the industry after being labeled as a comedian that Jamie Foxx destroyed. There aren't many comedians that would be able to experience a night like that and respond by hosting a weekly stand-up showcase on premium cable. Williams seems to have put that night behind him and has gotten a number of credits under his belt after that night. 17 years have passed since the Emmitt Smith roast, and because of that night, Doug Williams now has a clear conscience.